Hi, in this module, you are going to learn how to implement an if statement in C++. So, actually if statement has two forms, one without the else part and one with the else part. So, let's first see the if statement without the else part, and this is the syntax of the if statement without the else. That's how you exactly phrase it. You put if and the condition is enclosed inside the parentheses. These are the statements which you want to execute, and you enclose them in this set of curly braces. It's a good practice to put this comment and if. So, how is this if statement executed? What happens? The condition is evaluated first. If it is evaluated to true, then only these statements are executed. If this condition evaluates to false, then all of these statements are skipped and the program continues after the if statement. And this is the flow chart for the if statement. You evaluate the condition first. If it evaluates to true, then all of these statements are executed. If this condition evaluates to false, nothing happens. You just continue with the rest of the program. Now, let's see the if statement with else. So, you can see we have this else part and these statements. So, what happens? Again, we evaluate the condition. If it is true, then we evaluate this block. We skip this else part. But if this condition evaluates to false, then we execute this block under the else part. Only one of the two blocks are executed depending on the condition. That's how the flow chart looks like. You evaluate the condition. If it evaluates to true, then you execute these statements. If this condition evaluates to false, then you execute these statements. Either one or the other path is taken. T stands for true, F stands for false. Now, to phrase the condition, you need to have the knowledge of relational operators. We have these 6 relational operators in C++. We have greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, equal, and not equal to. We also need to have knowledge of logical operators. And these are the 3 logical operators we have in C++: and, or, and not. And these are the symbols we use in C++. 2 ampersand sign, they are used for and, 2 vertical bars are used for or, and exclamation point for not. Let's look at the truth table for and this is the truth table. If expression 1 is true and expression 2 is false, then expression 1 and expression 2 would be false. Similarly, false and true would be false. False and false would be false. True and true would be true. So, only when both expressions are true, the expression 1 and expression 2 would be true. Otherwise, the combined expression would be false. Let's look at the truth table for or. And here is the truth table. True or false is true. False or true is true. True or true is true. False or false is false. So, when both the expressions are false, the combined expression is false. This is the truth table for not. True, not of true is false, and not of false is true. Now let's look at the examples of the condition, how we phrase it in C++. Let's assume we have these three variables, and x is assigned 10, y is assigned 5, and z is assigned to 15. And let's say we have this condition. If x is greater than y, will it evaluate to true or false? It will evaluate to true because x is greater than y. Let's look at some other condition. If x equal y, since x is not equal to 5, you can see x is 10, y is 5, it will evaluate to false. Let's look at this condition. If x not equal to y and z less than 30, will it evaluate to true or false? So let's examine. X is not equal to y, so it is true. And z is less than 30, it is 15. So true and true is true. Let's examine one more condition. Is z greater than or equal to 10? It is. Or is y less than 50? It is. So it will evaluate to true. Let's write a complete C++ program which reads in 3 test scores, and that program displays their average. Also, that program should display excellent if average is greater than 90. So let's go to C++, and here is our complete program. So you can see I have these 3 variables for 3 test scores, and I'm assuming they are integers. So we have int score 1, 2, 3, and then we also have a variable average, and I have declared it as float. Now let's get the 3 scores from the users, and that's how you do it. Enter first score, score 1, enter second score, score 2, third score, score 3, and then I'm calculating the average here, and here we are displaying the 3 scores. But now pay attention to this if statement. That's how we phrase it. If average is greater than 90, we need to display excellent. If average is less than 90 or equal to 90, we don't do anything. So let's compile and run our program, and let's put it here. Enter first score, and let's put 95, and I'm hitting enter. Enter second score, let's see 90. Enter third score, 98. And guys, here is the output. Score 1, these are the 4 C outs. So score 1 is 95, score 2 is 90, score 3 is 98, and the average is 94.3333. And since it is greater than 90, excellent is displayed. Let's run one more time where average is less than 90. Let's see what happens. So enter first score, let's say 70, 80, 75. This time all the 3 scores and average is displayed, but we don't see excellent. So this part was totally skipped. Okay. So let's go back to our presentation, and let's write one more program where we have else also. So what we will be doing, write a complete C++ program which reads in rate of pay and the number of hours an employee has worked for a week. It should calculate the amount of employee should be paid based on the following rules. up to 40 hours at the given rate. But for each hour above 40, we should pay 1.5 times the given rate, and then program should display the result. So let's go to our C++, and this is our complete program. We have a variable for rate, hours, net pay, and overtime pay. We are prompting the user for hours worked and rate of pay, and this is our if statement with the else part. If hours is greater than 40, then overtime pay would be hours minus 40 times rate times 1.5, and the net pay would be, for first 40 hours we are paying at the regular rate, so 40 times rate plus overtime pay. Else, if hours worked is 40 or less, we just pay at the regular rate. So this is our if-else statement. And again, it's a good practice to put this and if. And these are the 4 cout statements to display hours worked, rate of pay, overtime pay, and net pay. So let's compile and run our program. And it's prompting us to enter hours worked. Let's first time enter more than 40 hours. Let's enter 45. Rate of pay, let's choose 20. So guys, here it is, hours worked 45, rate of pay is 20, overtime pay is 150, and net pay is 950. Let's run one more time, and this time let's enter less than 40. Let's enter 30 and 20. So hours worked is 30, rate of pay is 20, overtime pay is 0, and net pay is 600. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next module. Thank you.